Highway to freedom is the way I move. It's the way I groove. It's the way we rule, and Forex is the tool. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Shane Gore, aka Professor Pips. And I just wanted to come to you this afternoon. It's about 1:36 p.m. Bogota time. So that's about 2:36 Eastern Standard Time. And I wanted to talk about the 87 pips we got this morning on the GBPAUD. So let's take a look at this GBPAUD. It's going to be a real quick video, and I just, in an effort to give us some education as we move forward down this highway to freedom, I just want to kind of give you an analysis on how we caught those 87 pips. Now, as we take a look at this GBPAUD, this is the daily chart. A lot of you know who's been keeping up with the education that we make our decisions based off of the higher time frames. We call the D1 chart the master direction. So we always make an effort to trade in the direction of the master direction, even though sometimes the master direction can fake us out a little bit here and there. But as we take a look, yesterday at about 5 p.m., we caught this D1 Heikin-Ashi candle confirming momentum shift to the long side. Now, we can simply tell that by the colors of the candle. With this trading platform I actually have the arrows that let me know when the momentum has made a significant change, changing the trend to the opposite direction. You can see we kind of got some fake outs here on that GBPAUD where it was trying to push up here, then it pushed back down, but it didn't break the support. Now, support is when the market reaches a certain area multiple times. As you can see on the arrow, that the line that I'm putting here, that GBPAUD was establishing support. It touched there, made an attempt to break again, but it just couldn't get below. And as we can see right here, back in March 28th, that was also a support area where the market touched that area and reacted and bounced off of it. So we got that same touch off of that same support line here in July the 18th, when it first established, and that's the 18th, and then it kind of played up, then bounced back down. But yesterday at 5 p.m., it confirmed the trend change, the shift in momentum with this arrow that we got. So at 5 p.m., what I did, we went down to the hour chart. If you guys are keeping up with the videos, you know, first, once the master direction has been established, then we go down to the 1 hour chart to look for the trend. And at 5 p.m. yesterday, this is what was going on. If you can see my arrow, we had this, and I didn't want to jump in the trade right away because I always like to try to catch the trend at a fresh start, the same way I try to catch the master direction at a fresh start. This can be a little tricky trying to get in the middle because any moment that trend or that master direction could change. So if I catch it at the fresh start, it gives us a higher chance of getting at least 50 pips. So yesterday at 5 p.m., it was playing up. I said, let's wait to see the hour chart retrace down first and then pop back up to get back in so we could get the fresh H1 trend, the hour trend. So this is what it did. It played down for 2 hours. You see these two red Heikin-Ashi candles? It played down for 2 hours, then it popped back up, giving us these blue candles. And you know, that's when I took the trade. And for 3 hours, it played around this area. And around about Asian session, around 9 o'clock, AUD news came out, and we saw that market drop down against us about, let's count those pips, about a total of 61 pips overnight. Sure enough, though, relying on that shift change in the master direction, this is what we saw over London session as we woke up to money. That market. Now, technically, it would have been great to catch this market right here. you know, because the D1 established, but we get a retracement of the hour, and it retraced all the way down here. But our entry was up here at about 1.65124 to be exact. Now, if we would have caught it down here, that would have been great, and we would have caught a total of potentially 146 pips. But we were in the trade already, and if anybody was up for London session, you could have put another entry down here when you saw the H1 pop up. But we were in the trade already. The D1 had confirmed to the long side. H1 retraced back and then popped back up, and this is how we caught the 87 pips up to this area right here where we got out. So now we're seeing the H1 retrace back down. We can always continue to play the buy move on this GBPAUD. What we would do right now, simply wait for a significant retracement. I would love to see it bounce off of this moving average. This is what this long right here is called. It's a moving average. I would love to see it bounce somewhere down in this area, and then look for the H1 to play back up, and you can play all the buys on the GBPAUD when you see the H1 turn up. Right now it's playing to the short side. It's the middle of the day action, so you see not really getting much activity. The best times to trade are at the start of the session, whether it's the Asian session, London session, or the New York session. So and the best one is the London session where you have most of your activity. So maybe in Asian session, we'll get a significant play down, and then around London session, we'll see the H1 pop back up, giving us much more potential to the top side. So that's the analysis on the GBPAUD. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of education on why I made that decision. As we can see on a lot of the other charts, we're starting to see some of those charts exhausting to the long or to the short side, and it's going to be as simple as waiting for the D1. As we can see right here, when you've made it such a significant move to the short side, simply waiting for the color. I mean, if you guys know your colors, you can trade the highway to freedom strategy. Simply waiting to see a different color on the D1 chart. Once the color confirms and closes, then you go down to your H1 chart and try to catch the beginning of the trend in the direction of your D1 master direction. Guys, it's been great growing, learning, and earning with you on this highway to freedom. Highway to freedom is the way I move. It's the way I groove. It's the way we rule. And Forex is the tool. See you all at the top, baby, because the bottom is just too crowded. Later.